Good evening. First tonight to terrifying scenes in Las Vegas where multiple people are feared dead in a mass shooting at a music festival. It's believed the gunman opened fire from above, spraying bullets down on crowds of people. Tonight, many are still hiding. Hundreds more ran or were trapped in their rooms, including our US correspondent Ashley Mullaney.
A country music festival on the Las Vegas Strip, silenced by machine gun fire. The firing on the crowd from a hotel above. Concert goers scattered for safety.
Holy f***, this girl just got shot in the head.
But as they ran, another volley of automatic gunfire.
This was to evacuate and go south.
We hid behind a building and we could just hear hundreds of rounds going off.
Police and paramedics raced in, shutting down Sin City.
Okay, we're at Mandalay Bay. We've got a shooter in process.
Casino guests were evacuated, some leaving behind their winnings.
I won $15,000. Had to get paid out because everyone's ready from a guy with a gun.
High rollers crammed into a corner.
Active shooter in Mandalay Bay.
As teams of tactical police swarmed the hotel, going from floor to floor, closing in on his room.
I need everybody in that hallway to be aware of it and get back. We need to pop this and see if we get any type of response from this guy to see if he's in here.
Officers forcing their way in.
Breach. There's one down, 32nd floor, Mandalay Bay.
On the crowded strip, panic spread. Reports of more shooters at other casinos flooded in.
Ricocheting everywhere where we were. So they were firing from somewhere high, and they were unloading clip after clip after clip after clip.
So there's a shooter, you believe?
Multiple shooters. It has to be.
I'm from Australia. We don't cop this sort of stuff in Australia that much, but you just try and keep as many people safe, I suppose, and you run and what people tell you.
Okay, let's go live to our correspondent Ashley Mullaney, who's on the streets of Las Vegas. Ashley, where are you and what's happening right now?
Good evening, Mark. Well, we're on the Las Vegas Strip at the moment. There are hundreds of police officers right now, right up and down the Strip, all the way up to the Mandalay Bay Hotel where this shooting has happened. It's still very much an unfolding situation at the moment. There are dozens of ambulances lined here too, paramedics that are all on standby waiting to go into that country music festival where we're hearing unconfirmed reports of fatalities, multiple injuries. It was just after 10:30 when I woke to the sound of these gunshots. We were staying in the Mandalay Bay Hotel and it was a thundering volley of gunshots that we could hear. So we've evacuated, gone down to the lobby of the hotel, and that's when it was just utter chaos. We were moved out into the valet area, then we were moved back into the hotel. The difficult decision that they had to make was whether to take us out of the hotel where the gunman was or put us on the street where he was firing. So police, I looked outside my window and I could immediately see police vehicles, lights and sirens coming from every direction across Las Vegas, heading directly for our hotel, and that's the moment that I knew that this was something quite serious, Mark.
So Ashley, you've been woken by this gunfire in the hotel where you were staying. What was it like to try and get out of your room and get down out of that danger zone and onto those streets?
So, Mark, I was staying on the 27th floor. We've heard reports that the gunman was on the 20th floor, which might explain why it was so loud. I've heard gunshots before, but nothing like this. I didn't believe that they were gunshots. I'm in probably a soundproof building, and this was just such a loud explosion. We've since learnt that the gunman has shot through the glass and managed to start firing onto the ground below, hitting taxis, hitting people at that concert. That concert's been happening this afternoon into the evening. I saw thousands of people there. I could hear the music tonight playing, but the music obviously went silent when this happened. So myself, cameraman Duncan McLeod, we immediately grabbed the camera, went down to the lobby, and like I said, that's when it was just chaotic. They didn't know whether to keep us in or move us out. We were then moved across the street from the hotel, but like I said, we didn't know whether this gunman had been arrested. The gunshots did stop after a little while, but it sounded like hundreds of shots. And we've now heard that there are 2 people confirmed killed, 24 people injured, which would explain the number of gunshots that we were hearing. When we've come out onto the Strip, police have started moving us back. We were initially about 50 metres from the hotel across the road. They then started moving us back. Where we stand now, you can see I'm a few hundred metres away from the Mandalay Hotel, and the people around me, I'll just show you the scene at the moment. There are people who have been moved back continually, and these ambulances over here that are still waiting to go into the scene, and still waiting to go in. I might just ask someone here. What they saw and what they heard. Ma'am, were you in there at the time?
I did not hear anything.
No? Do you live in this area? Or
No, I'm from Salt Lake City, and I just came to the Mandalay Bay Hotel, and I was actually playing slots, and they were evacuating everybody.
So were you in there when they started evacuating you?
Yes.
Yeah, what was it like in there?
It was just really hectic. Everybody was running, saying shots fired, run.
Yeah, it was just a terrifying situation for the people who were in there playing on slot machines. They were immediately moved out. From where we were, we couldn't see any victims on the ground. We were moved away from where the music festival was. We did see one man running up to us with blood on his shirt, saying that there were bodies in there and that he needed help. And the police were moving in there quite quickly, Mark.
OK, Ashley, we'll leave it there. We're still waiting confirmation on the fate of that gunman and the number of casualties, so we will come back to you later in this hour. Glad to know that you and Duncan are safe. Thank you.
Under a barrage of bullets, faced with life and death decisions. To run or take cover.
Guys, can we get out of here? No! Stay down! We're going to get trampled if we don't go. We're going to get trampled if we don't go. Let's go.
But there was nowhere to go as round after round was fired into the concert crowd.
Yo, where's that coming from?
When Sydney woman Kaylin Anning heard the gunfire, her first instinct was to hide. Then panic set in.
There was people who were intoxicated, people just screaming and crying and running frantically all over the place, like just trying to get anywhere, and I don't think anyone knew where to go.
Queenslander Sarah Sleater saw a woman shot right in front of her.
She said, "Oh my God, I've been shot," and she removed her hand and blood went everywhere.
She knew then they were under attack.
We all dropped to the ground, we all climbed on top of each other. That feeling of my children may not be able to grow up with a mom, like, really got to me hard, and that is something that's going to be with me forever.
But Sarah is one of the lucky ones. So many won't go home. Sandy Casey, a teacher dedicated to helping children with special needs. Off-duty Las Vegas police officer Charleston Hartfield, a military veteran, husband and father, he coached a kids' football team. Jordan McKilden died in the arms of a stranger. He was meant to turn 24 this week. Adrian Murford took this photo at the festival. Hours later, he was dead. Kindergarten teacher Jenny Parks had left her 2 children at home to enjoy a weekend in Vegas with her husband. And Sonny Melton, a young nurse, shot in the back while shielding his wife. They'd been married just a year. "He saved my life and lost his," Heather Melton wrote. "At this point, I can barely breathe." At first, many mistook the gunshots for fireworks.
It's not a gun. It's not a gun.
But it was, and they were all targets. Many braved the bullets to help others.
Right now, we need your truck. We just need to get people over to the hospital, okay?
People tore clothes from their bodies to stop the bleeding, plugging gunshot wounds with their hands.
I really feel like I owe my life to a couple of girls that I'll probably never find out who they are.
Inside casinos along the Strip, stampedes of people tried to seek shelter. Ben and Marissa Nobler crouched under tables until strangers rescued them.
People were falling, tripping, just glasses smashing, just like out of a movie. We all piled into an elevator and went up, 12 of us, into someone's room and stayed there and hid out there for 4 hours because we didn't know what was going on.
But it soon became clear their night in Vegas had become a nightmare, where survival came down to luck.
2 women united in disbelief, their hearts breaking for the victims and their sister Mary Lou.
And I know that she don't know anything as well like us. She was sent away. She was sent away so that she will be not there to interfere of what he's planning.
They were shocked to discover their sister had arrived in the Philippines 2 weeks ago, suddenly dispatched by Stephen Paddock, who also wired $127,000 to an account there.
She didn't even know that she's going to the Philippines until Steve said, "Oh, Mary Lou, I found you a cheap ticket to the Philippines."
A trip they're grateful she took.
He sent her away so that he can plan what he's planning without interruptions. In that sense, I thank him for sparing my sister's life, but that won't be to compensate 59 people's life.
Mary Lou has now arrived back in the United States. Authorities hoping she holds the key to understanding the motive to that country's worst shooting.
No one can put the puzzles together, no one except Mary Lou, because Steve is not here to talk anymore. Only Mary Lou can maybe help.
She moved to the United States in 1989. They say their sister will be haunted forever by what her partner has done.
She probably was even shocked than us because she is more closer to him than us. You know, to be able to find out that the person you love or you live with can do such thing, and you thought you know the person yourself. Mary Lou Dunley is my sister. She's a good person and gentle soul, a mother, a grandmother, a sister, a friend.
They believe Mary Lou knew her partner had guns, but not that many.
He done this solely himself.
Their relationship was like any other, but deny their sister knew what he was capable of.
Mary Lou seems madly in love with Steve, you know?
Now they are begging to be left alone.
This is the one and only interview.
They know life will never be the same again.
If Mary Lou was there, this maybe as well didn't happen because she won't let that happen. She would definitely stop something, whatever what he was planning.
Sharon Gadella, 7 News.